Hey everyone, I hope everyone's adjusting well to the workouts at home and finding different routines that you may have done in the gym. And I just want to provide a quick resource. Maybe this is something y'all can get a discount on and take advantage of as far as home equipment. This is actually one of my resources that I use whether we were working in the physical therapy clinic for athletic training with the professional teams and when traveling, and also just in general in the clinic. So, if we had people coming in for low back pain or, just different injuries, I was able, when I helped set up these physical therapy clinics, used a lot of their equipment because it seemed to work really well between kind of a functional training, whether it's for strength conditioning and or rehab. So I was going to go through here real quick, and then I'll provide the link in the video at the bottom. That way y'all can go take advantage of some of this. But where I started here is on shop. So once you'll have a link there, you can click shop. And I went to bands and tubing. I won't go through. I'll kind of hit the highlights on these and kind of tell you my thoughts and what might be appropriate for at home. But of course, you got your Bosu. This is really great for doing different functional stuff for your arms, some core, whether you're sitting on there. In general, like if you're maybe doing some balance work, is really the main thing with the Bosu. You have some different equipment here, balance pads. I like to use one of the main ones we use for balance here was the AirX. And so there's different ones here, of course, you're going to run into. And let me see, let me go back. So shop here. And then the bands and tubing. Well, there's one more here. There's the stability ball. So I know there's different sizes. So you're going to have to kind of figure out and pick which one. The main ones, I really wanted to show you was on the bands here. So it's under shops, bands and tubing. And the first one here where it says general bands and tubing. So when you come here, these are really good. So the ones, and I like this way better than TheraBand because it doesn't roll up on the legs when you're using these, and I use these for the arms. So these will be some stuff that I can go through with some arm exercises. But they're called first place mini bands or first place X. Now the difference is just the width of them, how long they are. Typically, these are going to be, there's different. I always recommend, if you can, versus just buying one of each. One color. Maybe try get all. There's where you can. Let me show you here. You can actually purchase all of them, so that way you get to try each one as far as a different resistance here. Let's see if it'll pull up. Where you can come here, one of each color. I have light if I'm doing yellow, which is super light. I like to use those depending on, again, the person, how they're where they're at as far as physical strength, or if it's rehab, medium. You got the green, blue, and then black is going to be the toughest one. But usually what I'll do versus buying each one, I'll just do one of each color, and that comes out to $8.95 on that one there. So the difference between that one and the first place mini band XL, this one's going to be a little bit wider. So you may not be able to tell quite as much right here, but you can see a little bit more distance that the band will, the length of the band's longer. So I think they're both great. It's a hard one to answer. If someone is stronger and I think has more strength in their legs, I would recommend getting these. I recommend getting both, a pair of both, because that way you can kind of, figure out which one works best for you, since they're not that expensive. But since this one here, the first place mini, the XL, it's a little bit wider, then sometimes that works better for some people too, if you're doing exercises laying on your side and or standing. So this one's going to give you more resistance than this one. So if you feel like maybe these are, if you don't have quite the strength in your legs, maybe down here. Now, the caveat is they did come out with ones that I just got here, and they're called Mini Band Extreme. So they have the small ones and the large ones, and these are a lot thicker, a stronger duration. So again, I would just, if you feel like you're a workout guru and you feel strong, then I'd go somewhere down here with the extreme ones. The mini bands for sure going to give a lot more resistance than the ones that are a little bit longer. If you're new to fitness and or these are still going to do a great job. Plus, I honestly like this. Let me see this one. I use this one right here, the yellow one, mini band, for some arm exercises, and that was enough tension for me just going up and down the wall. So that kind of gives you an idea. Like you can use these. That's all. Like they don't roll up. The circumference fits well to your skin there. Next one is you get your different toners as far as bands go, resistance bands. I'm gonna show you this one real quick, and then I'm gonna go to one of my favorites here. But this is the tubing. Of course, you got your different levels. Figure out which one you want. Sometimes I always recommend get a couple different ones. But the one that so there's tubing professional. This one's just a little bit longer. I honestly haven't messed with these on that one. My favorite actually is right here, the First Place Toner Pro. Now you go with what you like the best. These are because I kind of use a lot of these for different exercises. That's why I try to pick one that relates to all. This one's super light, extra light. So if it's someone that has kind of any if you have any injuries or just in general doing overhead stuff, and you're age wise, this might be appropriate. The next best one is the yellow, light, medium. You start getting to some pretty good resistance here, especially heavy. I think they're out of the extra heavy right now. We'll see. And then the super heavy. So this one's pretty hard. This one's pretty stout on the super heavy one. And again, I don't know if we got some pictures down here. Go back here. But these, they don't have the attachment to the wall is the main thing. So I have to get one of those band door anchors or something to be able to, if you want to attach to the wall. That's the only caveat. But same thing with these. I mean, same thing with the tubing. So if you're wanting to do a multiple combination of exercises, the toner is going to be thicker. It is maybe a little bit more pricey, but it is endurance and or lasts longer as far as a lot more exercises. And then you come in and you can, again, you got all sorts of different tubing stuff in here. So those are my favorite is the mini bands, small, a little bit larger to the more extreme thickness ones down here. And then your toner, the Pro. Whoops, sorry. Toner Pro. Alrighty, so going back up, I'm gonna go to shop, body weight training. There's a lot of equipment in here. I would say more on the flexibility and recovery. Look at something as far as foam rollers. These are what I use is the Grid, the foam roller. This one's a lot sturdier, a lot harder. So this is gonna be for someone like high endurance athlete because this one will be very firm. And then I like the Grid, the long one. So the small one versus large one, just kind of figure out what works for you. These are a little bit softer. Let's see, those are the Racks. The soft round molded foam roller. Then the round one, it's a little bit firmer. This one's pretty common, the firm. So there's soft, moderate, mild, moderate, and pretty say severe, but that one's pretty strong. So you got different foam rollers there. Let's see if we got, go back to recovery, stretch bands. This is really, I want y'all to get to, you got different stretch bands. On this one, you got green, the black one, the Pro XL. For some reason, the black one's a little bit longer, but it's the same thing. So no big difference on that one other than just the length of it. So that's a good one there and that's again under, so you got calf stretch here too. So this under stretching, and that's flexibility and recovery. So where was I? I was under shop, I was under flexibility and recovery, and then I was under stretching helpers, and then the foam rollers. So those are kind of we don't need that stuff there. Fitness, med balls. If you need any medicine balls, let's see, weight equipment. So dumbbells, kettlebells, probably what I'd say is probably good stuff for at home. There's some other good equipment in here. Again, some of this is more like gym type setting, but if you have the space for and or the finances, there's some great stuff in here. But let me just show you the dumbbells really quick. So I've looked at a lot of the companies too that I'm going to be partnered with, that I've been basically working with for a while. But as far as getting y'all access to their codes, they're sold out of some of the main stuff from the different weight equipment here. So you got variations from this was a good one if you're like at home, didn't take up a whole lot of space. Compact. This is just the rack, but you know it had this small. You don't really need big weights for at home. Yeah, usually I say there's a lot of stuff you can do from anywhere from 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 pounds to 20. So this one was a good one for the therapy that we used a lot for just general functional training. And the kettlebells, you have different ones here. You can go in there and select um, the style and or the weight. These are shown in kilograms, so you can get some of these are already out. Like I said, they've been pretty on high demand, so you can get different weighted kettlebells, which these are actually pretty cool. So here's the thing: is you go in there, and I would say the main thing right now is bands, tubing, flexibility. You got your stretch bands, your foam rollers, and then of course, like I said, you can get your medicine balls, and then the weight equipment, the uh, the dumbbells and the kettlebells. Um, Speed and agility. You know these are fun. These if you level higher intensity, the resistance trainers, the speed and agility ladders, especially if you got kids. And one that I would say is, let me see if it's on here. You can do a lot of stuff with cones. Let me see, I'm not seeing it right now. Let me go back up here. Mats. I had a I had it up earlier. Maybe it's oh well. But you can kind of get the idea of, figure out which one works best for you. There's like I said, a lot of different stuff on here. Maybe it's under cardio actually. One I have it here at the house is the row trainer, and these are nice because the water rower is actually, it's nice and smooth, the motion throughout, so you're not, versus going through, the regular rowers with the chain. A lot of times it's not, the resistance is a lot different than with the water rower. This one just a lot more smooth, natural mechanics. So hopefully that helps. Like I said, I'll put the link on there, and that way you'll have access to this, and you can figure out what works best for you. But again, it's just going under the shop, and then you'll be able to figure out from the bands, tubing, the flexibility and recovery, and or the weight equipment. Thanks.